So, have you ever been in a relationship that just ran hot and cold? Like you didn't know what to expect from day to day? Sure, there were days where everything was wonderful and you were both in total sync with one another. Then there were other days where, well, you kind of wish the other person would just go away and die. This would best describe my relationship with Netflix and its original programming. Sometimes you get a brilliant show that you can't stop watching, such as Squid Game, Cobra Kai, or Stranger Things. But then there are other days when you get shows such as The Midnight Club, Resident Evil, and Echo. Shows that you sit through and just hate yourself for watching. So needless to say, I've become very leery of Netflix original content. But like that spouse that continues to go back to the abusive relationship, I continue to tune in. This time checking out the series, The Night Agent. So what about this series? Will I come out of it feeling accepted and loved? Or will I leave this series physically and emotionally ruined? Before we answer that, let's talk a little bit about it. So, Night Agent is based on a novel by author Matthew Quick. In it, we find FBI agent Peter Sutherland thrown into a vast conspiracy about a mole at the highest levels of the United States government. And to save the nation, Peter plunges into a desperate hunt for the traitors while working with a terrorized ex-CEO named Rose Larkin and attempting to protect her from the people who murdered her aunt and uncle. Peter is played by actor Gabriel Basso, who we first saw back in 2011 in the movie Super 8. I love Super 8. It's a great movie, probably one of my favorites that year. He has also been a regular in the show The Big C, and he plays the main character and author J.D. Vance in 2020's Hillbilly Elegy. Rose is played by New Zealand actress Luciane Buchanan, who, while appearing in several movies and shows in New Zealand over the past decade, is making her debut in the United States. Rounding out the rest of the cast include Agent Chelsea Arrington, played by Fola Evans Akabola, who we've seen before in the Freeform series Siren. Ellen, an assassin played by Eve Harlow, who you may know from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Maddie Redfield, who was played by Sarah Desjardins, who is a star of the Showtime show Yellow Jackets, which is a show I keep meaning to watch. And D.B. Woodside, who fans of the show Lucifer will recognize as his portrayal of the Angel Amenadiel, a character I loved from a show that was really enjoyable. This series dropped on March 23rd of this year in the standard Netflix binge format. It's 10 episodes long, and each episode runs about 45 minutes to an hour. Now, during its run on Netflix, it has maintained the position in the top 5 most streamed shows and has already been renewed for a second season, despite there being only one book in the series. Adapted for television by Sean Ryan, who was nominated for an Emmy for his work with the show The Shield. He has also been involved in other shows such as The Unit, Lie to Me, and SWAT, all of which are action shows that have had some level of success, particularly The Shield, which many regard as one of the best TV shows in the last 25 years. So, will you come out of this happy and content, or will you hate yourself for watching it? Well, it's kind of a mixed bag, you see. The overall story is decent enough, with some twists and turns, but to me the ending was overall unsatisfying. And some of the acting, particularly by Buchanan, Evans, Harlow, and Woodside, is strong. However, the main character, Peter Sutherland, played by Gabriel Basso, is played very stiffly, very wooden in his performance. Yes, he's physically imposing, and when he gets into an altercation, he clearly knows what he's doing. But he just always has that same facial expression to me. and any attempts to portray anything other than violence or silent contemplation just doesn't work. Now, while the Sutherland and Larkin characters are fairly decent together, we are supposed to believe that there's romantic interest between the two of them, but honestly, there's no chemistry. And I feel like that mostly comes from Basso's end. Now, I get it, you're playing an FBI agent, requires you to be a little stoic in real life, but this isn't real life. This is an action series. Show some emotion. Another issue I have with this series is the 10-episode format. Honestly, this happens a lot with Netflix. 10 episodes, sometimes it's too much. I feel like they stretch it out a little bit to get to those 10, when honestly, it would have been told much better in a much more streamlined 8 episodes. These type of shows can be very popular. Look at Jack Reacher and The Terminal List, both on Prime. They're very successful shows from last year, and are in the same vein as this. The difference, however, is that Jack Reacher was based off a very popular and very long-running series of novels, and The Terminal List stars Chris Pratt, who is really coming into his own as an action star. Look, it's not terrible. There are some great action set pieces and some really edge-of-your-seat moments. But 2 days after I watched the series, I had a hard time remembering what it was about. Now, maybe season 2 will be better. Maybe Basso will be able to get more out of his acting ability. But I just don't know. So let's give The Night Agent a 5.5 out of 10. And no, you will not come out of it feeling bruised and battered, but you will also not come out of it feeling completely satisfied. And your time would be much better served watching Terminal List or Reacher for your action thriller fix. And, as I say every week, if you like what you heard, click the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, share this with a friend. And if you did not like what you heard, I thank you for your time. See you next week.